Yo, if you like anything and everything Ninjago, make sure to subscribe so you can see more of your least favorite Lloyd lookalike. Ninjago Crystallized is going to be the end of Ninjago as we know it. Now, we sort of had a scare back in 2019 when Masters of Spinjitzu ended, but the Wild Brain era has been a successor and a sequel to the Masters of Spinjitzu era. But everybody is obsessed with this being the ending, and I am too. We all are a little bit nervous. We're anxiously awaiting the end. But I want to take a minute to slow down. Let's just slow down. I'm using the slow-mo time blade from Hands of Time. If you want to know how I made it, if you want to see a video on it, please let me know. But let's just slow down and look back in time to see how Ninjago survived for as long as it has. Let's go in 3, 2... The year is 2011, and LEGO just took a gamble on a little-known show known as Ninjago. Now, they released the pilots, as most networks do when they want to test the waters to see if a show will be successful. They released it. The pilots were immensely successful, being viewed by a lot of people that may or may not still be in the Ninjago community. I watched the pilots when they came out, so I can say I am a day one Ninjago fan. There are multiple reasons as to why Ninjago has lasted longer than most LEGO themes. The first reason I'm going to talk about is the appeal. LEGO Ninjago could appeal to literally anybody. If you're into science fiction, Ninjago Rebooted or Prime Empire might be more of your speed. Tournament of Elements, if you're into old karate movies, it was based on Enter the Dragon, so that's probably going to be more of your cup of tea. Season 5, are you more into horror movies? That's probably going to be for you. I'm into horror movies. I love Season 5. The point is, Ninjago is a very expansive and large universe. The possibilities are endless. The sets are really, really creative. And I'm not just here to talk about the sets, but the sets are really, really creative. People say that, they borrow some stuff from previous seasons, and sometimes that's true. Sometimes they do borrow stuff for when they do vehicle sets and everything. But for the most part, they do a creative spin with it each time. But for the most part, Ninjago is very above the board when it comes to differentiating itself between seasons. The show is another reason why it has done so well. The show has been very well written and very consistent for the most part when it has come to Ninjago. The characters are just so relatable. I mean, these little plastic yellow men, you can see yourself in these characters because their personalities are so well done. It's honestly crazy how much, as a little kid, I was like, yeah, Lloyd's me. Lloyd's me. As much as, when I was a kid, I would always grow out my hair, and I still do, to resemble my childhood hero. So it's just really awesome to see, the fact that these characters have come so far. The writing is really, really well done, and the show is able to adapt. That is why it has lasted way longer than most LEGO themes and shows. Not only is it able to adapt season from season, but it's also able to adapt from anything. Literally anything. When the show had to redesign the characters to fit with the Ninjago movie, they did it, but they made the show darker, just to say, hey, wait a minute, Ninjago's still the same. We're not going to be like the movie. This is still the same story and characters. You still are going to love them. We promise you. In fact, we're going to up the ante and make it more mature and more dark for you guys, just to show you that we're in this, and we're in this for real. And that gave birth to one of the highest points of Ninjago's history, the Oni trilogy. And some people consider it to be the highest point in Ninjago history. Me, I consider one year, a certain year, which I will be making a video about, to be the best point of Ninjago. But the Oni trilogy is definitely a close second. So Ninjago is very expansive and can be enjoyed by literally anybody. The show has been able to adapt, and the sets are absolutely incredible and creative. There's so many other things I could get into, like the music, the writing. I just wanted to shout this out very quickly. The voice acting is absolutely well done. This is way, way better than any show that was made for children but can be enjoyed by anybody. This is way better than any children's show has any right to be. And I think that's another reason why Ninjago has done so well. It can be enjoyed by literally anybody. It can be enjoyed by your little sister, your older brother, your mother, your grandfather. It can be enjoyed by anybody. Even in my late 80s, if I make it that far, I'm still going to be watching Ninjago. I'm still going to be loving this series until the day I die. And a lot of fans are like that too. And the fans are another reason why the show is kept on going. Because just like the people who created the show, the fan community is absolutely and endlessly talented. Ninjago breeds creativity, and it creates an awesome creative world. That's why Ninjago is done so well. Ninjago is endlessly iconic. It takes elements from the real world, like history and from pop culture, and they're able to take it and add their own Ninjago charm, their own Ninjago spin to it. And it's still familiar to the things from history and the things from pop culture. But like I said, it has that Ninjago charm going for it, and it works really well. It takes so many things from popular culture as an influence. It doesn't steal it, it's just an influence. I mean, Lloyd and his father, Lord Garmadon, absolute parallel with Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. They absolutely were inspired by Star Wars. And that's another thing about Ninjago. It's very cinematic. It's like a modern day Star Wars, except not modern day Star Wars, but it is a modern day version of Star Wars, because modern Star Wars is... And Ninjago has its low points too, but if, Season 7 and Day of the Departed and Season 11, these are, by popular criticism, considered to be the low points of Ninjago. I don't know if I'd consider them that. If that is the worst you can do, you're doing pretty well. So thank you for watching me ramble on about why a show that has lasted 11 years has lasted 11 years, and it's going on a 12th year next year, even though the show as we know it will be ending this year, which is honestly surreal to me. It's the fact that the fans grew up with the show and the show grew up with the fans as well is why Ninjago has lasted. I'm excited for the end. I know they'll handle it with grace and dignity, just like they've handled the previous seasons of the show and the previous 10 years of the show, 10, 11 years. Make sure to like and subscribe for anything and everything Ninjago so you can see more of your least favorite Lloyd lookalike. And remember, the resistance never quits.